thought I'd do a quick video to share hopefully what this is. This is going to be a fix, I'm hoping. Off a Triumph Speed Triple 955i 51 plate, so 2001. This is the fuel level sender. There's the 2-pin plug that goes onto the wiring loom of the bike, which ultimately goes off to the LED on the, or the light bulb I should say, on the dash, which comes on when the fuel level runs low. They're just my test plugs there, my back probes. So this screws in on the underside of the fuel tank, and my one stopped working, so I measured the sensor and the sensor just wasn't working at all. Now the way it works is via a thermistor, which is this tiny little black dot here. I've got another one that I haven't attached, which is just here. Tiny little thing, there's the tip of my finger. And all it is, if you don't know, the thermistor is a resistor which is sensitive to thermal changes. So when the resistor is, which way around does it go? Right, so when the resistor cools down, the resistance increases, and when it heats up, the resistance decreases. When the resistance decreases, it allows current to flow. When it increases, it stops current flowing. So it basically acts like a thermal switch. So it sits inside this. This is the original body of the original thermistor that was on the sensor. So as the fuel level, when the fuel is above that level like that, it's keeping that thermistor nice and cool, so it's not allowing the current to flow. And then when the fuel level drops below this, that's no longer being cooled down by the fuel. It heats up and the resistance drops, which allows the circuit to close, and it turns the light on the dash. So I've noticed on eBay that a second-hand one of these is about 100, I think £110 is the cheapest one I've come across from a breaker. I wasn't prepared to pay that just for a fuel level sender. I'd rather just use the trip counter. But I did get these thermistors on eBay for about, I got 10 of these for about £2.50. So this is the, I guess the live wire, you might say. So I just wrapped one of those tails around the original metal contact, and then I put some of that Araldite sort of steel, liquid steel stuff on it to insulate it. So then I will then post that thermistor up into the cylinder. That's just an empty, I've dug everything out of that now, so that's just an empty, can't see it very well, that's just an empty metal cylinder now. So that thermistor is going to be poked up in there like that, and then the other tail, which will be the earth side, I'm going to coil that back out and solder it onto this point here, and that goes to your earth wire on the other side. So that's what I'm going to do. Put it back on the bike and see if it works. I'll also give a little demonstration of the thermistor working on the bike. Right, we're at the bike now. Turn ignition on. That's where the fuel light, that's the fuel light there. This is the plug on the wiring loom. So I'll plug that in. Just put the camera down for a minute. Plug the thermistor into the plug. Now you can see that the thermistor is there, installed in the plug for the fuel level sender, and the light is on. A lot brighter than the original one as well. If I put my fingers to cool it down, so yeah, that's working. So I will finish putting it in the actual sender housing, put it on the bike and see if it works with fuel.